5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Offer on the Table. Once again, I'm Adam, and with me is John. How you doing, John?
Doing pretty good myself.
Let's get it started. Here's the rundown of how the show's going to work. Every episode, we get a few topics that are current in the NBA, and those will be our topics of discussion. Today, starting off strong, Manu Ginobili. Put some respect on his name.
Retiring.
16 years in the league, all of them with the Spurs. The definition of loyalty. Whatever they needed, he did, alongside Tony Parker, Tim Duncan, four-time champ. What did he mean to the Spurs? We're going to dive into that later. Second, Ryan Anderson traded. Talk about what that meant for Ryan Anderson and for the other players involved in the deal. And then last but not least, Luol Deng, Jonathan's favorite player of all time.
I can't talk about this again.
He already cried through 5 tissue boxes just thinking about it, guys. It's unrealistic, the love that John has for Luol Deng. We're gonna talk about that last, so that John has full access to tissue boxes after the show, because you know he's gonna need them. Starting off, Manu Ginobili. Put some respect on his name. 16 years in the league, 2-time All-Star, 4-time champ. Talk about him. What you got?
What I got? I was very, very sad to hear that Manu Ginobili was leaving the NBA. And I think that comes from anybody, competitors, fellow players, fans of the game. You know, he was coming from a very competitive and demanding environment, playing for a competing franchise, one that was competing for a long time and still is, and also demanding because he was playing under Greg Popovich. And Greg Popovich, if you guys don't know, you know, whatever he says, that's it gets done. And if it's not done, he gets pissed.
Whatever he says goes. Exactly.
I mean, there's a clip where Kawhi Leonard, I don't remember what happened, but Kawhi Leonard did not do what he was supposed to on the floor, and Greg Popovich is irate. And Manu Ginobili was a great example of a player that just did what he was told, even when he was asked to come off the bench, when he was a starter, and and was eligible of being a starter, he did. And, you know, he still had 2 All-Stars. He contributed. He was a major part for their bench team when they got those 4 championships. So, in terms of how essential he was to the Spurs, I would say that he was really essential. He was, in fact, I don't think they would have gotten as many championships as they got had they not had Manu Ginobili. Because even, you know, his numbers might not show much on the court, but off the court, he's a real mentor and really someone that bench players and the starters, the like DeJounte Murray, I'm sure that they looked up to him as a veteran that could lead them through this process, especially when they're playing under such a personality of Greg Popovich. So yeah, I mean, I think I'm speaking for both Adam and myself, as well as the rest of the media surrounding the NBA, that I think that there's much love and much respect for Manu Ginobili, and I mean, we couldn't say that we didn't see this day coming.
I think when you talk about the Spurs, you talk about the Spurs dynasty, right? Starting in, 98, I think, when Tim Duncan was drafted alongside Robinson, the Admiral. And then, you know, you wait a bit, they add Tony Parker, then they add this hot shot from Argentina, who no one's that keen on. Well, everyone in the league is keen on, but the Spurs are kind of like, okay, we got a new player, right? Nothing big. Manu Ginobili, of course, gold medal winner.
Yeah, that was when the Team USA team was ass. That's why they called it the Redeem Team in 2008, because they were trying to, you know, level back up in the basketball world.
Well, okay, they're coming off a loss to Manu Ginobili, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
not directly to Manu Ginobili in Argentina. Argentina just went on to win the gold. But I mean, I still.
Manu Ginobili coming off a gold medal, right? He signs with the Spurs. Mm-hmm. It's a dynasty essentially, and they go on. They win 4 championships. Later, they add Kawhi for the 4th one, but. Really, that Spurs team it's a core group of 3 guys. And you talk about a big 3, Bosh, Wade, LeBron, the big three in Boston, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. 4, technically, if you count Rajon Rondo, but who counts Rondo? Technically, you got a big 3, I guess, in Golden State. Thompson, Curry, Durant, or you interchange Green and Thompson, whoever you feel. But that original, I would call that a big 3 with Manu, Tony Parker, and Tim Duncan. And it's a big 3 that wasn't flashy. Like, you know, when LeBron went to the Heat, they had that presentation where LeBron and Wade were like, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5.
Huge LeBron fan over here.
Because they're mentally insane and don't understand the NBA will not let you win that many rings. But on another level, it was just the flash that went along with them.
Just to make sure that you're sane, you realize that was just a show, a presentation. Like, you said it yourself. You said that it was a presentation. And that it was technically not for the fans.
Yeah, but it was bullshit.
That's some bullshit. Yeah, okay, but it was getting the crowd hype. Can't be hating on that.
I can't hate on that because they said it and it's not true. So, back to who's actually on the top of conversation, because no one gives a shit about LeBron. It's Manu Ginobili,
right?
Tony Parker, Tim Duncan. A Spurs team that dominated, and it was just them. I mean, yeah, they had other players. Bruce Bowen there for a stretch. Matt
Dennis
Bonner.
Rodman a little.
Like,
a teensy.
Nothing like too crazy, but they definitely had their share of players. But it was a core of those guys. And the success that they had with just those guys and that coach is some of the best we've seen.
I mean, Tim Duncan's name is the big fundamental.
Yes. And how irrelevant that is, but...
No, because we were just talking about how they weren't flashy.
See, if you have to describe your reference to why it's important, then it's not smart. Continuing on...
Oh.
Manu Ginobili. Put some respect on his name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, put some respect on his name.
I'm putting some respect on his name. Manu Ginobili, now that you have some free time, we would love to have you on the Offer on the Table podcast.
That's facts. That's a reference that I will definitely back.
That is a major facts alert, and we will gladly have you. Fortunately, we cannot compensate you for it, but, I mean, you'll do it for the greater good, right? Some NBA media over here. Just balling on a budget.
And to all of our fans who actually have heard John before, no, he's not high. I'm not really sure what's going on. Great player. Sad to see him go. The bats that invaded the Spurs arena, they'll probably be happy because he swatted that bat right out the sky.
You know,
for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, check that video out. It's insane.
I just learned about this video of Manu Ginobili swatting a bat out of the AT&T Center. I was just showed this about 10 minutes ago. So if you guys haven't seen that, go check it out. That's hilarious. But, yeah. All right, what's our next topic?
We're moving on to Ryan Anderson. White guy that can shoot, stretch 4. Talent when it comes to shooting.
Yeah.
You want to recap the trade for us?
Yeah, all right. So this was a trade that the Houston Rockets have been trying to make for a while. And that's because they signed him for 4 years, $80 million back in, I think it was 2016. So he is still...
Idiots.
Yeah. They still have 2 years left on this contract, and they still owe him $40 million. And that wasn't looking too good for the Rockets, especially because that max contract for James Harden, a decent contract for Chris Paul, and then, I mean, Carmelo Anthony, $2 million. I mean, we talked about that. So, the trade was Ryan Anderson and DeAnthony Melton for Marquise Chris and Brandon Knight. This was a trade between the Houston Rockets and the Phoenix Suns. The thing is, the Rockets were trying to take that off their balance. Like, they're trying to take it off their check balance, that $40 million. And they kind of did, but they also got Brandon Knight, who is owed $30.3 million over the next 2 years. So, I mean, only $10 million off of their
Yeah, but for $10 million, you could buy 10, or for $10 million, you could buy 5 Carmelo Anthonys.
That is completely 100% true. So that's about it. I mean, in terms of the Suns, they got Ryan Anderson, and Ryan Anderson actually is going to be playing back next alongside Trevor Ariza, right? Trevor Ariza just signed with the Phoenix Suns.
Yep, and Booker.
So yeah, I mean,
Josh Jackson,
pick and fade is going to be nice.
DeAndre Ayton.
Mm-hmm. Wait, so what's going to be their starting lineup? I don't think Tyler Ulis is not starting.
Start Ulis? I mean, who did I start last year? Brandon Knight, right? Or who did
No, Brandon Knight didn't play last year because of a knee injury.
Start Bledsoe?
Yeah.
So he got traded.
Bledsoe?
Well, they started Bledsoe, then Bledsoe got traded.
Yeah.
Who did they start after that?
I don't know.
You can tell that
we're hardcore Phoenix fans.
Phoenix Suns fans is what he's trying to say. Even by his pronunciation of the team, you know that we are non-stop, die-hard Suns
82
fans.
games a season.
Yeah.
Anyway, like Adam said, he's a white guy that can shoot. He's a 4. And, I mean, the thing is he can't play defense. Their defense was actually pretty bad. The Rockets were 6th in defense last year. But not when Ryan Anderson was on the court.
God, no.
No. So they got rid of that, and they also, spared themselves $10 million. So, I mean, I don't know how good this is. And the Rockets get a young star in Marquise Chris and a backup in Brandon Knight, which is better than a backup in Michael Carter-Williams. So, sorry, MC Dub. Would love to have you on the show. But yeah, that's basically it. And now, let's talk real quick about Luol Deng and the Lakers roster.
Hold on, let me get the tissue boxes.
Yep, don't even get me started. Anyway, Luol Deng, if you guys didn't know, over the course of this whole NBA season, Luol Deng has been
an inspiration to us all.
Oh yeah, no, but like people have been saying, like, what are the Lakers going to do with Luol Deng's incredibly contract? He was signed to, I believe he was signed for 4 years, $72 million in 2016. And guess what? Luol Deng didn't even sit on the bench for most games. He didn't even come to the games. In fact, he was probably absorbing the LA sun on the beaches. So, there you have it.
Though none of that is probably factual, you can tell that
He was not on the benches. He was not on the benches. That is for sure.
Yeah, but do you really know about his beach life?
No, I do not.
So John is a huge Luol Deng fan. It's very sad to see him go, but he brings up an interesting point though, in the fact that Luol Deng had 2 years, 37-ish mil left on his contract.
Right.
So you leave. Not only do you leave a roster spot open for someone else, Andre Ingram, but you also clear a lot of cap space. And
this was big. Like, they were trying to get him off the team before the free agency came around so they could have two max spots. But they couldn't get him. So what'd they do with him? What'd they do with Luol Deng?
So I'm going to split this into two questions. First of all, you got an empty spot on the roster.
For this season.
Yeah.
So they can call someone up.
Who do you pick to fill that spot? Because currently, you're looking at a Lakers roster. Rajon Rondo, Lance Stevenson for sure, Kuzma, McGee, Brandon Ingram, Svi Mikhailiuk maybe, Josh Hart definitely, Lonzo. You got Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Michael Beasley.
Did you say LeBron?
Did I not say LeBron?
I don't think you did.
Oh, well, they can leave him in the D League. It doesn't really matter. But, I mean, you've got a couple interesting prospects. Mo Wagner, obviously, picked up this year in the draft. Svi Mikhailiuk, another addition this year in the draft. Shooting guard out of Kansas. A lot of skill on him. Smooth jump shot. Mo Wagner, insane inside. The possibility to be another Kristaps almost. Gary Payton, obviously, whose
Gary
father...
Jr.
Well, can you guess who his father is?
That's a real toughie.
Who's buried in Grant's tomb?
Huh?
Never mind. I think you put in Andre Ingram. I know we didn't get a whole lot. We got like a taste of Andre Ingram last year.
Andre Ingram got called up for the last game, I think, of the season.
Exactly, but He played well. He had, 11, hit, 2 or 3 threes?
Yeah. No. Oh, I'm all for